Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. State House has sent a press invite to the media, and I've received one here. Executive Office of the President, media invite, event press briefing, dated 19th July 2024, time 4 p.m. Venue, State House, Nairobi. Contact Najma for clearance. Emmanuel Taram, the press secretary. Now, this press release is an official communication that William Ruto is set to address the nation at 4 p.m. As usual, I want to give you the possible expectations. 1, there has been unconfirmed reports that some principal secretaries have sent resignation letters to the president in fear, because the agencies said if the cabinet has gone, the PSS must go and the head of parastatus. Yani, it is a cleanup in the William Ruto system. Ma PSS watoke wakwende, ma cabinet watoke wakwende, head of parastatus watoke. Yani, system you overhaul. The whole system ikwe cleaned up to answer new appointments. That was the first demand from the real Gen Zs, legit Gen Zs. Wachana na hii gunizi. Kuna gunizi walikuja akainfiltrate. Now, the PS, the principal secretaries, according to my reliable information, though not confirmed, it whispered to my ear that some PSS, in fear of that, have, when you give a resignation letter, you retain the government. Kuna ile marupurupu ya serikali wakati umefanya kazi kwa civil service. You retain them than when you are fired. So some of the PSS were rushing to resign instead of waiting to be fired, maybe using some constitutional procedures as per the president may decide. When those letters became many, the president thought of working ahead of time. Before they could resign, it looks like he's the one who has triggered the change. Tuko pamoja? Now, the expected 4 p.m. brief. 1, we might expect the issue of the CSS to be addressed at 4 p.m. Sawa sawa? That is one expectation. Expectation number 2. There is a high possibility, because Raila has been running up and down to fill in the 7 slots he was given by the president. Since yesterday, the whole of yesterday, a close source to Baba tells me Raila has been receiving numerous phone calls from even the people who were fired from the cabinet, because that source was telling me Raila Odinga has taken root into William Ruto's government and is now like controlling some things inside that government. The source told me Raila has become too powerful in William Ruto's government that now people are calling him to influence William Ruto to appoint them. Sijui kama unanielewa. I am told the whole of yesterday, Raila has been receiving endless phone calls from his close allies, awapatie space. From those fired, awapatie space. The 4 p.m. press briefing maybe could be that the government of national unity has already been formed, and maybe Ruto is set to announce his cabinet. Only those two. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think whether there can be anything else that Ruto can tell Kenyans away from the two things I've raised. Now, let me say this. And I've always told my fans this thing. Even I told you last year when Raila Odinga stopped the maandamano. I even told some immediately after William Ruto was announced the president. If you are my diehard fan, you can remember immediately William Ruto was announced the president. I know some of you were shaken. Some of you even didn't want to watch me because I could speak facts and not what people wanted to hear. Unanipata? There are people here who even unsubscribed and they returned later. There are people who even went dormant and they are returning now. There's something I always tell people. Let us not bury our heads in the sand so that we assume that nothing is happening between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. The reality on the ground as we speak, the reality, and I've said this since last year, and I want to repeat it today. The facts on the ground is Raila Odinga and William Ruto are forming an Usumukate government. Those are facts. Sawa sawa. Let us not bury our heads in the sand. Huo ndio ukweli wa maneno. Tuanze kukubali. Wametengeneza serikali. Huo ni ukweli na ni ukweli uliopo na hakuna kitu tutafanya kuubadilisha. The reality is Ruto and Raila are forming a government of national unity. Huo ni ukweli na ni ukweli uliopo. Now, wakati tumekubali kwamba that's the truth, what are we then to do as the people of the Republic of Kenya? As I've always told you, some feel Raila is a traitor. Even myself, I felt so. Because these are people, one, Raila told us he will never ever do a handshake. Ruto told us, as long as God lives under the blue sky, he will never ever allow his hand to shake Raila's. But ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. This is the reality at hand. Huo ndio ukweli uko mikononi mwetu. But anyway, 4 p.m. sio mbali. We need to wait and hear what the president is going to talk about. And maybe from there, we shall again engage further and know the way forward. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.